Welcome to VARINDIA News Hour. Wearable band shipments fall 4% in first quarter of 2022. Worldwide wearable band shipments dropped to 4% to 41.7 million units in the first quarter of 2022 as per the estimate of Canalys. At the same time, the shift from bands to watches continues. Wristwatches consisting of basic watches and smartwatches accounted for 76.6% of all wearable band shipments in the quarter, growth of 15% to 32.0 million units. Basic bands suffered a 37% decline, a sixth consecutive fall since fourth quarter of 2020. Basic band shipments dipped below 10 million for the first time after peaking at 27.9 million in the fourth quarter of 2019. The increase in watch shipments helps offset the basic band drop but still resulted in a decline in the overall wearable band market. The rise of basic watches accelerated the shift from bands to watches. Basic watches run rudimentary, real-time operating systems but lack support from third-party apps as opposed to smartwatches which run fully-fledged operating systems with third-party app support. Consumers were favoring watches over bands. With bigger displays, richer features and longer battery life, they believe watches are better able to fulfill their health tracking and digital lifestyle needs. Basic watches are positioned as an affordable step up from basic bands, suitable for price-conscious consumers with growing expectations as to what wearables can do. The consumer survey report states that the survey conducted in April 2022, out of 4,000 respondents from 4 Western European markets, 34% said they intended to buy a smartwatch in the next 12 months against 17% who would choose a fitness band. Smartwatches stood out as the most popular companion device to smartphones for Western European consumers. The future consumer demand will shift away from basic bands to watches, potentially affecting vendors such as Xiaomi and Fitbit, which are still shipping basic bands in significant numbers. Apple maintained its lead in the wristwatch segment, driven by strong demand for the Watch Series 7. Despite growing 53%, Samsung was beaten by Huawei for second place. Even with an improved device portfolio mix of basic and smartwatches, Huawei is on a decline trend as its smartphone business has been cut. Xiaomi bounced back to fourth place on the back of increasing global availability of its Mi and Redmi basic watches, overtaking Garmin, which came fifth. Despite the challenging market conditions, demand for advanced smartwatches is strong, shown by solid performances by Apple, Samsung and Garmin. Rising global inflation is expected to hamper consumer spending on non-essentials. But smartwatches are now tools that many users have grown dependent on to keep them healthy and informed, and it will remain a category with growth potential in 2022. Let's look into today's headlines in VARINDIA. Government plans multiple tenders for 50,000 electricity buses. The government is planning to bring in multiple tenders for 50,000 buses in the next 1 year after the success of CESL's mega 5,450 electric bus tender last month that received keen response from the industry and realized a cost reduction of 40% over diesel and 34% over CNG buses. The government is looking at 50,000 buses being deployed over the next 5 to 7 years, and this time it will not be restricted to just the top 5 to 7 cities but to smaller towns across the country. SBI to partner with fintech firms and NBFCs to drive growth. The State Bank of India said that it is aiming to accelerate its digital agenda and forge partnerships with fintech firms and NBFCs to drive its business growth. In business operations, the bank will leverage advanced analytics for deeper insights on internal data and its best possible usage. The mutually beneficial partnerships with fintech firms and NBFCs will be explored further to increase the penetration and reach of the bank. Slice raises $50 million to scale its UPI payments. Fintech startup Slice, which is bringing credit card features to millions of Indians, has raised $50 million in a new financing round to scale its recently launched UPI payments product and push to make its core credit business profitable. The Series C financing round was led by Tiger Global, valuing Slice between $1.5 billion to $1.8 billion. Slice is issuing between 300,000 to 400,000 credit cards a month, including rewards with various popular merchants and flexible payment options to over 12 million Indians. TikTok parent company plans partnership to re-enter India. TikTok might relaunch in India as the parent company of the popular short video sharing platform ByteDance is looking for a new partnership to mark its comeback to India. It is reported that ByteDance is in initial talks with Hiranandani Group for a partnership in India. The talks between ByteDance and Hiranandani Group are in an early stage, and union government officials have been informally sounded out on the plans. ByteDance is also actively hiring for new roles in India. Along with more than 250 apps including PUBG Mobile, Alibaba and many others, TikTok was banned in India back in 2020. Facebook Key Executive Sheryl Sandberg announces exit from the company. Meta's second most powerful executive Sheryl Sandberg made a shocking announcement that she will leave after a 14-year tenure that included helping steer scandal-prone Facebook to advertising dominance. Sandberg has been one of the most influential women in Silicon Valley, and her departure comes as the social media faces an uncertain future and fierce competition. CEO Mark Zuckerberg said that the role that Sandberg held will be reshaped, with Javier Olivan becoming Meta's chief operating officer. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to VARINDIA News Magazine. You can download the VARINDIA app from Google Play Store and Apple App Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.